Welcome back to the Beetlejuice My GM mode series for WWE 2K24. We were gone for a while. We're back. We're going to try to get this out as fast as possible. And let's just try to finish it and win the series. If we lose, maybe we do another one. Maybe not, because it does take a while compared to previous 2K games. But let's get into the recap. To start it off, we have Trick Williams, who is still your World Heavyweight Champion and one half of the Tag Team Champions. And last episode, he definitely whooped that Trick. Oh, yeah, man. He went 3-0. I mean, he was unstoppable last episode. He is 9-3 now. One-time World Heavyweight Champion, one-time United States Champion, one-time Tag Team Champion, one-time Beetlejuice Slapnuts MVP award winner, and he may just get a second one after last episode. Then we have the man, Becky Lynch, who is yet another double champion for us, the Women's World Heavyweight Champion and one half of the Tag Team Champions. Last episode, she was injured. She didn't get to wrestle a lot, but when she did wrestle, she could not be stopped. 16-13 record, five-time Women's World Heavyweight Champion, which is just insane. I've been just building a monster. Two-time Tag Team Champion and five-time Beetlejuice MVP award winner. She just can't be stopped. Then we have Carl Anderson, who became a double champion for the first time in this GM mode series, just like his tag team partner Trick Williams. He is the United States champion and the other half of the Raw Tag Team Champions. Just like Trick, he went 3-0. 18-11 record, two-time United States champion, two-time tag team champion. Is it between him or Trick who gets that MVP? I don't know. Maybe both. It's tough decision. Then we have the other half of the women's tag team champions, Fallon Henley. You have to be proud of her. She had one win for such a long time. Even like 0 wins for a while. But look at her now, 4-11, one-time tag team champion. Can she keep this up? It's looking good for her so far. We have Alexa Bliss going with a 13-9 record now, two-time women's champion, one-time tag team champion, and one-time Beetlejuice MVP award winner. Then we have, I don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it, Chelsea Green. That might have been one of my best ones because I didn't try to yell it. Who knows? 16-11 record, two-time tag team champion. Will she get an MVP? Will she become world champion? I hope so. Let's see. We brought back Carmella. And last season when we signed her, she started off red hot. This season, so far since we brought her back, it's the opposite. She's been slow to start off, 7-6 record, one-time women's champion, one-time MVP. But Mella is money. She is fabulous. She may just turn it around. Then we have Jim Neidhart, which he's been consistent. 2-2 record for like both episodes. He currently has a 4-4 record, one-time U.S. champion, one-time MVP award winner. He's the goatee, man. I mean, just look at that goatee. Look at him grab it. Look how angry he is. He's just going to dominate. Why am I so fixated on his goatee? Let's move on to the next wrestler. Noam Dar with a 4-4 record. We had him go toe-to-toe with Tyler Bate. They were two of our weaker wrestlers record-wise. And Noam Dar just won the feud. You know, he just kept on piling wins. And look at him. He's at a pure 500 record. Can he turn things around? We have Randy Orton with a 14-16 record. This might be the longest time we've seen him without holding a title. And then, like, he has a below 500 record, but he's still the legend killer. He is the Viper. He will always have an important role on this show. 3-time World Heavyweight Champion, 3-time United States Champion, 1-time MVP. We have our Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, which he has the most losses of any wrestler we have on our roster, which I feel like I've booked him the most. He has the most total matches, I feel like. 12 wins, 19 losses. He's won it all. That's something Randy hasn't even done. Randy's missing a tag title, but Roman has 1 world title, 2 United States championships, 1 tag team title, and a 3-time MVP. Last episode wasn't Ilya's best episode, you know? He lost the United States championship. He lost both his matches that he had. He now has a 7-12 record, 1-time world champion, 2-time U.S. champion. Maybe he'll have a better episode this episode. We have Tiffany Stratton, which I just don't know what it is. We have her, we try to build her up, and she just doesn't win. She's not a winner. We gave her yet another world heavyweight title shot, and she lost. 3-12 record, you would not think she'd have only 3 wins at this point, especially since I've given her 15 matches. But she does have 1 world title win, 1 tag team reign. It's just not Tiffy time, and that's very sad. Liv Morgan started off hot this season, but last episode was not a good episode for her. 0-3 last episode, did not get a single win, 5-6 record currently. Can she turn it around, have a better episode this episode, and can she add a title to that resume? She just has a blank spot, just a record, no titles. Can Liv have her revenge tour? Then we have Blair Davenport, and she's been around consistent, like around that 500 range, I would say. Hasn't really done much, 4-6 record currently. Can she add any titles to her resume? Who's going to turn things around to just be the next breakout star? Will it be Blair? Who knows? We added Cody Rhodes 2 episodes ago. He didn't have any matches. 0-0 last episode was his debut, and he went 1-2. Not good for Cody to start it off, but the American Nightmare can turn it around and finish the story. What his story is, who knows? But he will do something for us. I guarantee you that. Shout out Tyler Bate. He got his first win last episode. He still has a terrible record with 1-7, but he doesn't have a giant 0 anymore. Look at that 1 in the column. Maybe he can turn things around, eh? Maybe not. Who knows? It's time for the Beetlejuice Slapnuts MVP award winners from last episode. We get to see who were the 2 best wrestlers from last episode, and the male Slapnuts award winner is... It is Carl Anderson. I said it earlier. I said it was close between him and Trick Williams. Both 3-0. Both double champions. Both similar star ratings for their matches. But I gave it to Carl because Trick came into the episode a double champion and he left a double champion. Carl became a double champion this episode, winning that United States Championship. And I value if you can win a championship in an episode. So Carl becomes your MVP. And our female Slapnuts MVP award winner is the man, Becky Lynch, yet again. I can't even keep track of how many times she's won this in a row. She now has 6 of these. It was just a very slow episode last episode for the women. I mean, Becky was injured. She came back, went 2-0. And all the other women just didn't have any good records. Like, a lot of them had like 50-50 records, or they went negative. Becky was like the only one that went undefeated, so I just had to give it to her. I really thought someone else would step up, and they didn't. But the man just stays on top, as the man should. We're currently in first place. We're going to use a network special just to get our fan base even higher, to secure that first place. And then we're going to use the bad timing. We would have wanted on NXT, but we can only do it on SmackDown. Tag title match started off. Becky and Fallon defend against Blair and Carmella, and they retain their tag team titles, and Becky gets injured. She's been getting injured a lot. I've been using her too much. Alexa Bliss doing some charity. We have Jim Neidhart versus Noam Dar, moving Noam Dar up rivalry-wise, but Jim beats him. Hey, we get the rivalry we want. Randy Orton doing some charity. Then we have Liv versus Tiffany. Chelsea Green runs in, and Tiffany Stratton picks up the win. She's been needing some wins. We started a rivalry with Chelsea and Liv. Roman doing some charity, and then we have Carl defending against Cody, Ilya, and Tyler, and Cody Rhodes is your new United States champion. SmackDown also has a tag team title match to open it up. Shinsuke and Gunther versus Chad and Ridge, and then we have Chuck McWagon running in, costing them the tag team titles. Amazing match. Kofi Kingston doing a self-promo. Another tag team match. Kit Wilson, Wade Barrett versus Jake and Cactus Jack. I don't even know if I said that right. Kit and Wade pick up the win. Dakota Kai calls out Shayna. Then Indy Hartwell versus Bayley, 1-on-1. Indy Hartwell picks up the win against Bayley in a mediocre match, starts a rivalry. Baron Corbin doing a self-promo. Then we have Sami Zayn versus Veer for the WWE title, and Veer defends the championship. NXT starts off with Cedric Alexander versus Dijak, 1-on-1. No tag team match for them to start it off. Dijak picks up the win, continues the rivalry to level 4. Then we have Natalya doing a self-promo. Tamina versus Scarlett, 1-on-1. And we have Tamina picking up the win, starting a rivalry there. Okay match. Then we have Robert Roode, not Bobby Roode, doing a self-promo. Then we have Bad Bunny versus Diesel. What a match to say out loud. And Bad Bunny picks up the win in a great match. And after that, Red Monsoon calls out Diesel. Ivar versus Santos. I feel like they're doing this match every week. Santos picks up the win. Amazing match. And we're still at top. We have a pretty decent lead against NXT, which I like.
Love that shit.
Triple H came up to us, told us the charity work we did paid off. We gained 5K extra fans, which is great. We're in first place. We want to build our fan base because NXT's in second. They could pass us at any moment. We don't want that. Unlike SmackDown, who's in last place by a really far distance fan-wise. But Teddy Long wants to talk trash, and I just don't get it when you're in last place. Alexa Bliss comes up to us, tells us she likes no-hold-barred matches. And our roster is really low on stamina, so I just don't want to take the chance of her getting hurt like Becky, so I have to tell her no, unfortunately. And then Roman coming up with his own storyline. Trick Williams scratched his car. I mean, if you want a match against Trick, you got it, Roman. We got a To the Moon card. We're going to use it on Tyler Bate. Hopefully it helps him get some more wins. Chelsea Green versus Liv Morgan after that interference by Chelsea Green last week. And Chelsea Green picks up the win, continues their rivalry to level 3, upset it to OK match. New United States champion Cody Rhodes doing charity. Ilya versus Carl versus Noam Dar versus Jim. And Jim picks up the win, and we grow both rivalries, which is amazing. Tyler Bate calling out Cody. We're pushing him. We're giving Alexa the interference she wanted against Fallon Henley. And Alexa Bliss picks up the win. Mediocre match, unfortunate. Carmella doing a self-promo. And Roman gets his match against Trick for the World Heavyweight Championship. But it's still Trick's time. Indy Hartwell versus Bayley to start off SmackDown. They had it last week, and Bayley picks up the win against Indy Hartwell. Continues the rivalry. OK match. Bianca Belair doing a self-promo. Baron Corbin versus Cactus Jack one-on-one. Baron Corbin picks up the win against Cactus Jack. Starts a rivalry. Then Chuck McWagon doing a self-promo. He lost Pop. That's upsetting. Shinsuke and Gunther versus Chad and Rich Holland. Shinsuke and Gunther pick up the win after losing the tag titles because of Chuck. And then we have Jake Xanadu doing a self-promo. Veer versus Sammy for the WWE title yet again. This time Sammy picks up the win. Tamina versus Scarlett to start off NXT. They had this last week. This time Scarlett picks up the win against Tamina. Grows the rivalry. Diesel calls out Roy Monsoon after he called out Diesel. Nikita Lyons versus Maurice. And Maurice picks up the win against Nikita. Mediocre match. Natalya doing some charity. We're just not booking Natalya in matches. Santos and Josh Briggs versus Red Monsoon and Macho Man. Santos and Josh Briggs picks up the win. No Ivar versus Santos. Then we have Robert Roode doing a promo. Dijak versus Cedric. Tables match. Went from the opener to the main event. Dijak picks up the win both weeks. And we're still at the top. I love it. We have Roman Reigns appreciative that we gave him his match against Trick Williams, but you just have to do that. You give the tribal chief what he wants. Alexa Bliss happy that we interfered in her match like she wanted. On the other hand, Fallon Henley is not happy. We have a Get Schooled level 3 card, and it's tough. We have a lot of good wrestlers that we could help upgrade their ring experience, but we're going to use it on the tribal chief, level 19. Get them in those 20s. Give them a push for the world title. We talked about wrestler experience, and Chelsea Green reached level 15. She gets perk number 3. We're going straight for that specialist bonus class. I just feel like specialist is better to have because the versatility, it's just great. And then Roman Reigns reaching level 20. He's going to get a new perk number 4. We're giving him the last man standing one. And then we're going to sign Mommy Rhea Ripley. Trick and Carl defend against Randy and Ilya, but Roman runs in to beat up Trick Williams, and we have new tag champs. Ilya Dragunov gets injured, though. Turning Mommy face. We gotta replace Becky Lynch. Cody Rhodes versus Tyler Bate for the United States Championship. Tyler Bate is your new United States Champion. Told you, we're pushing him to the moon. Alexa Bliss doing some charity. Fatal 4-way. Liv versus Tiffany versus Blair versus Carmella. Blair Davenport picks up the win. Starts a rivalry with Carmella. And then we have Fallon Henley doing some charity. Jim and Noam Dar is our main event. Who would have thought that'd be a main event? But Jim picks up the win. Good match. Continues the rivalry. SmackDown has Bayley versus Indy Hartwell for the 3rd straight week. And Indy Hartwell picks up the win against Bayley. Does not grow the rivalry. Great match, though. Dakota calling out Shayna yet again. Shayna just wants nothing to do with Dakota so far. Jake Xanadu versus Kit Wilson one-on-one. And Kit Wilson picks up the win against Xanadu. Starts a rivalry. Chuck McWagon, another self-promo. No matches for him so far. Cactus Jack versus Baron Corbin again. And Baron Corbin picks up the win. Grows the rivalry. Okay match. Bianca doing yet another self-promo. Gunther and Shinsuke get a rematch for the tag titles against Chad and Ridge, but it doesn't matter. They retain the titles. Diesel versus Ricochet for the North American title. All those call-outs, but Diesel fights Ricochet. But hey, he won it. He did it. He's your new champ. Red Monsoon then calls out Diesel, shows himself as a champ for some reason. I don't know why. Maurice versus Nikita for the second straight week. Who's going to pick up the win this time? And it's Maurice. Back-to-back wins against Nikita. Okay match. Macho Man Randy Savage doing a self-promo. Then we have Scarlett versus Tamina one-on-one for the third straight week. This time Tamina picks up the win, grows the rivalry. Natalya doing a promo for the third straight week. Charity, Dijak and Omos defend against Rey and Santos for the tag titles, and Rey and Santos are your new NXT champions, and we're still on top.
I'm Beetlejuice, baby.
William Regal strikes again, vetoing our top star again. We lost Trick to start off the episode. Now we're losing Cody Rhodes. This is just sad. We have a lot of contracts running up. We have Carmella's contract starting it off, and Carmella hasn't had the best season 2, was good season 1, but we don't like letting our wrestlers leave, so we're going to bring back Carmella. Cody Rhodes lost the United States Championship, got vetoed, but we're bringing back the American Nightmare. It ain't even a question. Bring back everybody. We have Jim's contract running up. He's the only legend we have on our roster. We're going to keep it that way. Keep him on the show. Triple H letting us know power cards are in high demand. Triple H letting us know Cody has something going on. Chelsea Green's excited for the upcoming PLE. Trick Williams upset against Roman Reigns, attacking him, cost him the tag titles. He wants the tribal chief. He got it. World title on the line. Liv Morgan versus Carmella versus Becky Lynch versus Chelsea Green. Carmella wins the title from Becky. We just re-signed her. She's about to turn up. Blair Davenport doing some advertising. We need the money. Tyler Bate versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton beats Tyler Bate, ending that quick little run he had, but he's still champion. Carl Anderson doing some advertising. Still need money after all those wrestlers re-signed. Rhea Ripley versus Alexa Bliss. Steel Cage. Mommy's debut, and she picks up the win. Great match. Tiffany doing some advertising. Getting all the money we can. Main event. Tribal Chief versus Trick Williams for the World Heavyweight Championship. And acknowledge him. SmackDown with some spice. Shayna and Indy versus Bayley and Dakota Kai. Dakota finally gets the match against Shayna after call out. Bayley and Dakota pick up the win. Grows the rivalry to level 4. Then we have Bianca doing some charity. Kit Wilson versus Jake Zandu again. Second week in a row. Kit picking up 2 back-to-back wins. Good match. Chuck McWagon doing a self-promo. I mean, when are they going to have him wrestle? He's just losing pop. Tag team. Corbin, Ivar versus Jack and Andrew Chase. Corbin and Ivar pick up the win. Kofi doing a self-promo. Rich Holland versus Shinsuke for the IC title. No more tag team action, just IC action. Shinsuke retains. Dijak and Omos get revenge against Rey and Santos. No titles on the line, though, but they did get the win. Grows the rivalry. Natalya doing a self-promo. Red Monsoon versus Ricochet for the North American title. Ricochet defends. I mean, he didn't fight Diesel, but he fights Ricochet. And now Diesel calls out Red Monsoon. Very weird. Robert Roode versus Josh Briggs for the NXT title. Josh Briggs retains, grows the rivalry to level 2. Macho Man doing a self-promo. Tag team action. Nikita and Tamina take on Maurice and Scarlett, as Maurice and Scarlett retain, just like we retain first place.
Do I ever die?
Yeah.
I probably died like 10 years ago.
We got hit with the limited stock card by Teddy Long and by William Regal. That's just overdoing it. Triple H lets us know about it. Then we have Triple H asking us about doing an ad agency. Why not? Let's try to get some money. I mean, what's the worst that can happen, right? The charity work got us some fans. And then we have Trick. He's happy he got a rematch against Roman. Of course, Trick, you deserve it. And we're going to veto William Regal because screw NXT. Then we have Carmella versus Blair Davenport. Falls Count Anywhere for the World Heavyweight title. And Blair's your new Women's World Heavyweight Champion. Cody Rhodes doing some charity. We have Roman Reigns versus Trick Williams. No title on the line. The Tribal Chief doesn't have to defend the title. It's a good thing he didn't because Trick Williams whooped that Trick. And he got injured, unfortunately. Randy Orton doing charity. Tiffany versus Mommy versus Alexa Bliss. Rhea Ripley didn't win, but Alexa Bliss did, though. We have a Rhea and Tiffany rivalry. That's cool. Carl Anderson doing charity. Jim Neidhart versus Noam Dar. One-on-one. Jim Neidhart picking up the win. He got a lot of wins, and he completes the rivalry. Fallon Henley doing some charity. Main event, Liv Morgan versus Chelsea Green, one-on-one, and Chelsea Green picks up the win. After all those call-outs, Dakota Kai gets her match against Shayna Baszler in an Iron Woman match for the title, and Dakota Kai's your new champion, and she injures Shayna Baszler. A lot of injuries. Bianca Belair doing a self-promo. Jake Zandu versus Kit Wilson versus Chuck McWagon. Chuck finally gets a match, but it doesn't matter. Kit Wilson picks up the win. Then we have Kofi doing some charity. Then we have Fatal 4-Way, Baron Corbin versus Cactus Jack versus Andre Chase versus Ivar, and Cactus Jack gets the win. Started a rivalry, continues the rivalry. Bailey calls out Indy. They don't get a match at the card. Sami Zayn versus Gunther. Veer did get injured, but Gunther picks up the win. Does he get a world title match? Who knows? Then we have Indy calling out Bailey this time. Main event, Shinsuke versus Ridge Holland for the IC title TLC match. Ridge Holland's your new champion. Robert Roode versus Josh Briggs for the NXT title. Josh Briggs defends it for the second time, and he retains it for the second time, growing that rivalry. Tamina calls out Scarlett, does not get a match on the card. Cedric versus Red Monsoon versus Humberto. Cedric Alexander picks up the win. Disappointing, though. Ricochet versus Diesel versus Macho Man for the North American title. And, ooh, yeah, Macho Man's your new champion. Not many promos for NXT. Tag team action, Trish, Scarlett versus Nikita and Natalya. Trish and Scarlett pick up the win. Starts a rivalry. Rey and Santos defend against Dijak and Omos, and Dijak and Omos win back the NXT Tag Team Champions. Dijak gets injured. We're still on top. A lot of injuries going to the next episode, though. Can you believe this trade Teddy Long offered us? Bianca Belair, Cash, and Chuck McWagon for Liv Morgan. If it was just Bianca for Liv, okay, but Chuck McWagon, get out of here with that. William Regal, though, he offered us an interesting trade. Macho Man and Cash for Liv, I really was thinking about taking it. They really wanted Liv for some reason. I don't know why. Can't blame them. But I have to say no, unfortunately. We have Triple H letting us know the first week of the ad agency lost us $5K. So we lost the $5K we got from the charity. I had a slip up. I said we would get money from the advertising its fans. Then we have Liv. She's upset. Liv, it's not my fault you keep on losing. I'm giving you opportunities. But we give her the money. We have it. We finally figured out we could see the budget above. We give Liv what she wants. Liv stays on Raw. Then we have Blair Davenport. She wants Rhea Ripley and Fallon Henley. That's crazy. Just become champion and you're calling out two wrestlers? You got it. I'm already loving Blair as our new champion. Okay, we're going to pick the Ultimate Betrayal card. Probably should have picked Scout Army. But I don't want to get too many wrestlers. We already bought a couple. I hope you all enjoyed. We finally got an episode back up. Try to be more consistent. See y'all next time.